YouTube. So I am Pooja. I'm the author of The Haunted Wardrobe, and I am going to be doing kind of a vlog-ish getting stuff done type of vlog. I am editing my last video. I will be uploading before this video. So I'll be doing that, as well as I got another kind of like spooky book called Dark Matter. I saw this on TikTok, intrigued me, so I wanted to read further about it. So I'm going to be editing the last video as well as reading Dark Matter and trying to like let you know about my opinions on it. And I also had this is from the last video. I wanted to condense my videos and make it more simple, because I felt like I was kind of going all over the place with the different types of videos that I had. So I wanted to segment it where I'm doing like a vlog-ish reading type of video, as well as like I'm writing a fantasy book, and I still am just very I'm like on my first rough draft, and I haven't really progressed in any way, and I feel like I'm going to have to tear this book apart because I reread it and I just don't like the plot. So some of the plot needs to change. I like the idea, I like the characters, but the ending and like some parts of the detail needs to be rewired. So I wanted to do the 90-day writing challenge. Like, I found it on YouTube. I need to look at the specifics on it, but I want to plan out the videos and what I'm going to be doing. I don't want to do 90 days total, but I want to maybe do it like once a week. So do like 13 videos, and each week I'll be talking about what I'm doing every single day. So I will be first just going and editing my first video, and then I'll just be going in between breaks and just be reading like Dark Matter. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I officially finished editing the video, so it'll be, by the time that this goes out, the video has already been published. It is the afternoon right now, so I'm gonna probably get lunch first and then pick up the book Dark Matter and just start reading the book. And I'll let you know my thoughts as I read through it. I just finished up lunch and I will be starting Dark Matter. I hope I finish this. I don't know. I guess like for me, like I see so many booktubers read so many books, and I commend them for finishing the books. I just can't follow through a book that I don't like. Like within the 50-page mark, I am done with the book. If I don't feel like after 50 pages it's going anywhere for me, I just close it, and I feel bad for it, but I just can't like move on. I did a video with Throne of Glass series, and I thought I could finish it. I was like at least 60% of the way, but I just couldn't do it. And I hope this is a good book, because I don't want to have to I don't want it to be very short because I didn't finish the book and I want to follow through with this. So fingers crossed that I finish the book, and I'll let you know what my thoughts are throughout the book. Okay, I'm 30 pages in, and it is interesting so far. So it's about this guy who is, I think he's a professor, and he has a really good life with his wife and his kid, who's like around 15 years old. It goes to his old friend, and they have a conversation. This conversation kind of turns into a fight because his friend was like, you could have done so much more with your career. You have more potential than just being a professor at a university. And then he ends up leaving that situation and ends up getting kidnapped. And the person who kidnaps him I think what happens is that he ends up going into a parallel universe where it goes into like if what would happen if he never had his first kid and never had it with his wife. Because I think in his 20s, he had his first kid, and that was the reason why he didn't choose to have a bigger career than he could have. So I think right now I'm seeing like the parallel universe of like what happened when if he didn't have his kid. But I will let you know more about what goes on in the book, and I will just like continue to stop and let you know. Okay, so I think I'm around page 60 right now. So I'm like probably double the pages. It feels, if you've ever watched Inception, this what it feels like, because when he wakes up, he's now like a scientist, and it feels as if he has awakened from a dream, or that's what people are telling him. So it's kind of hard to know what is reality and what isn't, because his family was reality, but now in this specific scenario, it is not. So I think he's just trying to realize like what actually is happening in this world. But it is interesting, and I'm gonna continue on reading the book and like letting you know what else I find in this book. So I had a meeting with someone, so I ended up changing my shirts. I am at page 88. So I feel like it's more and more feeling like an Inception where he's like in parallel lives. It's kind of hard as a reader to know like what is happening, because I feel like we're just as confused as as the main character who is in these two parallel universes. But I am going to continue to read on. It's getting darker, so I will try to read as much as I can and try to find a better lighting as the light goes away. So it is probably like around 6 at this point, and I am, let's see, I am like at page 138. So I would say I'm like close to halfway. When he got kidnapped, and the person who kidnapped him told him about his double life, like what if he didn't marry, or what if he didn't wasn't with his, I'm trying to remember if it was his fiance or he was already married with her. What if he didn't have the life that he originally had, and he pursued to be a scientist? And I feel like he's in this position where he is a scientist. And for me, I honestly would rather have the other alternative, because it feels like he's like in a rat cage. It's not turning out the way that he wants it to be. And you can see as a viewer that I wouldn't want this life either. Yeah, it's like kind of like awful. I kind of hate it for him. I just feel sad that he is in this position because he didn't really choose it. And I hope he can get reconnected with his family. But I'm going to continue to read and see what's going on. So it's the next morning. I decided to take a break on the book, but I am more than halfway at this point. I am 246 pages. So it definitely feels like Inception. And I think of Interstellar too, even though the plot is a little bit different. But it is interesting, and I also saw that there's a trailer on Apple. So I'm excited after reading this, like how they end up adapting this into, I think, a movie or a series. But it is really cool to think about all of the different things. I don't want to give anything away, but it's cool to see how this book takes the plot and is able to do so much more with it, more than I thought that a book could do with it. So I really like how creative it is, and being able to see the different scenarios of what his life could become. I feel like I'm going to finish this like sometime today. So I'm going to like start reading this, and then I also was going to like yesterday I was planning on doing like planning out my content calendar for the 90-day writing challenge. So I'm going to try to block in some time today because I didn't do that yesterday. But I'm going to try to finish this book, and I will let you know my final thoughts. I just finished Dark Matter. I thought it was a really executed book. I don't really read the plot of the books before actually reading through. So when I saw this cover, I thought it was a thriller. And like in some aspects it is a thriller, but I was thinking like the traditional thrillers like Housemaid. This is more of a sci-fi. So I thought it was good either way. I'm just not like a sci-fi person usually. That's not usually the genre I gravitate towards. So I was surprised how well executed it was, and I actually was able to read this very fast. And it flew by. So I would rate this a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that even if you aren't a sci-fi fan, you would still like this, and I am looking forward to watching the series on Apple. But yeah, I really liked it, and I was surprised as well because I usually love like very descriptive text, and this isn't. It's very choppy, but it kind of explains a lot even when it didn't say much. So I recommend it. I will put it in the comments below. I am also I have a couple of other books that I'm wanting to read. So I have a couple from the library as well as I've bought. This one right here is The Anxious Generation. I'm like a couple pages in. I'm just going off, like I'm reading this simultaneously because it's a very chunky book. Like it's very data driven book and it's interesting, but sometimes I'm like I just want to read something that's like that takes me out of the world that we're in. So I just read this from time to time. Another book that I have from the library is Carly Fortune, The Golden Summer. I heard that this is a really good book. I might finish this sometime. I don't know if I'll do a reading vlog on this, but let me know in the comments if you want me to do it. I just don't know. Like, I want to read the book, but I don't know if it's like within the time span because it's fall. Like, this feels more suited for summer. So I don't know if I'll do a reading vlog for this one. And then I recently bought, honestly, it was mostly for the cover, and someone describes it as Gilmore Girls. So I bought the book If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. And I am definitely going to do a reading vlog on this. So that's why I've been delaying the reading, actually going through. And it's also humongous. Like, this is huge for a romance book. I think it's around 400 pages. But I like glanced through it. I think the writing from what I've seen is really good. So I'm excited to dive into this. And then the last one I have it's The Alchemy of Secrets. I want to use this as a reading vlog. I was able to see Stephanie Garber because she came to our city. So I really want to read this as well. But let me know what books you want me to read, and I will see you in the next video.